Hello there YouTube, I'm Scotty Deluxe, but on this channel you can call me Quetch. Here we cover all things current Final Fantasy XI. Today we're going to take a look at November's patch notes as well as login info and campaigns. As far as I know, we have a really great looking month underway and I'm excited to dig into it. So let's start off with something that is only going to apply to you if you're watching this video pretty much the day it goes up. There is another Primed for Adventure coming on Wednesday, November 9th at 3 p.m. Pacific. So if you haven't caught these, they're really fun, like community-based streams put on by the North American community team. That's Aya and then Okiomi are the two streamers that put that on. So if you're watching this relatively soon on release, you will be able to catch the Prime for Adventure live stream. Are Vana'diel has been updated. Now, I don't go through all of these, and I do suggest if you're a Final Fantasy XI fan at all, definitely check out Are Vana'diel. I do want to point out this one particular page that's been updated. It's concept art. It's really cool. So you've got, the auction house. How iconic is that Sindorian auction house? It's just so good. And you can see how, obviously this is concept art. It definitely survived into the actual game design. There's a lot of great nuggets in here, and it's almost like they hired a historian or something. It's just, it's a pleasure to look through. Cool, let's move on to the login point items for November. We got a new mount, ladies and gentlemen, and honestly, this mount has been asked for quite a while, and they finally delivered. It's Ixion. Good old, look around for the hoofprint Ixion. Very cool. It's going to be available from starting on November 10th. So that is this Thursday. And last points will be available on December 2nd, and you can exchange until the 9th. So very cool mount. Yeah, for years people have requested this ever since we got like Fenrir and stuff. Moving on to the rest of the login items for the month, we have what appears to be typical items. These are cool. If you don't know about some of these items, like the orb, the nut, this orb, they bring you into like special like themed battles. You can search those on the wiki if you're curious about the individuals, but just know these 10-point items are here and there's some fun stuff you could be doing with them. Other than that, it's standard. 100 points, we have Eudemon items, which are skirmish. You have, the Excalibur. That's always a fun one. It's like a goofy-looking version of the Excalibur sword. You have a couple of cosmetic items, the Leech Belt and the Slime Belt. But again, pretty typical 100-point item list this month. 300, tons of mounts. A couple of good things like the Blizzard brand and the Cumulus mask. This one doesn't come around an awful lot. The Worm King suit is kind of uncommon as well. These items are kind of uncommon, and actually probably these mounts too. This 300-point section is actually pretty cool this month. Blizzard brand I tend to use as a 1 damage weapon when proccing in Abyssia. Good mounts, decent cosmetics, good 300-point slot this month. Again, the 500 points is your Ixion mount, very cool. 750, your kitchen, and some typical pop items for the NQ Original Kings. And lastly, we have the Brigands chart and Pirates chart, which are involved in the Inside the Belly quest, allow you to get some rarer fishing items. On to 1000. Worn Sack +2, generally a okay way to spend login points. If you have alts who have login points just sitting, this can get you some gil. In a pinch, if you need these stones for actually upgrading something, it's basically borderline whether it's worth 1,000 points or not. If you don't have anything else to be buying, this is actually kind of a little bit of gil. It's not great. The top stones, fern stones, and pellucid stones are not worth buying with 1,000 points. You get one sack, you get like 10 stones or whatever. You're better off just spending your gil. It's cheaper just to buy these frayed sacks. You also have Facility Ring, Caliber Ring, and Mog Patio plans. That's for adding another floor to your Mog House. Caliber Ring is for experience points, while Facility Ring is for capacity points. And there is, spoiler alert, there is a double EXP and CP campaign coming up this month, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. Lastly is the HQ King spawn items. And lastly, with the login point campaign for 1500, you get the Mundus Shield, which chat has just informed me is actually really rare. At the moment, you can only get it from a Bonanza reward. While it used to be part of a Meeble Burrows campaign, which I have not ever even heard of, but apparently it used to be a thing. I've been playing since 2017 and do not recognize this campaign, so there's that. Pretty good login point month, actually. An excellent variety of cosmetics. Gil-wise, it's not that great. The new mount is fantastic, looking really good, and let's move on to the also exciting campaigns this month. So campaigns start Friday the 11th with boom, chain experience and chain capacity points. We had this a few months in a row, and of course, in the world of master levels, honestly, this should just be honestly every other month, if not permanent. It used to be like a special thing because like chain capacity points meant like you could master jobs very fast, but today with master levels, this is just like a bump in the road to getting towards starting your MLs. It's not, job points are not what they used to be, and personally, I would like to see this at least every other month. It used to be like twice a year, but nowadays it doesn't affect master levels, so there's no reason for them not to give it to us. And of course, Chain Monstrosity as well, along with that. Yeah, additional Seal Battlefield Spoils campaign. This is your iSeal campaign. I typically recommend the Predator fight at Bearclaw Pinnacle called Jurassic Park. And another thing to be aware of is there is a 2-to-1 trade-in ratio during the duration of this campaign. Sometimes people will convert their other seals over to Beastmen's to farm Kraken Club. I love my Twitch chat because they fill in all the things that I tend to forget as we go through. iSeal coupons are for upgrading your Empyrean gear, so if it's something you're still working on, especially if you're... Let's get a sticker on this one. This is going to be newbie pay attention. If you're newish to the game, do not skip on this because you're going to regret it in a few weeks, a couple of months' time, where you're going to need these iSeals coupons and you don't know when it'll be back, all right? So do not skip on this if you haven't heard of iSeals before, or you're relatively new to the game, or you're just getting into your Empyrean gear stuff. Do not let that one pass, okay? Moving on. Assault Nizal Uncharted. This is otherwise known as Neo Nizal Isle, or NNI. Adventurers will have a chance to acquire new mysterious items whenever defeating a notorious monster on each floor for the duration of the campaign. You fight NMs that you find as you go up the floors in Neo Nizal, and they drop question mark items which can be appraised into things like Amen Trove specific drops, pulse weapons, and other rare items. Really fun campaign. I'm a big fan of it. I'll probably be streaming some of this throughout the duration of this campaign. Mog Gardens campaign. Okay, so there's a couple of different things here. The number of stars you receive will be doubled. Stars are like a currency that can be used to do different small things inside of your Mog Garden. Different items will wash ashore. You can get things like old abjuration foods. You can harvest from monsters twice a day, which is useful for if you're trying to... I think this affects your interactions with them twice as much. I forget. But yeah, you can get items from them twice per day. That's what it is. Some monsters don't want you to get items from them. You have to look up your chart. Anyway, if you're involved in monster rearing, you know whether or not you want to be harvesting from them or not. The following items will be sold in the garden. The most important one here is the Goblins to 880. I like to point this out. It's another newbie pay attention. If you're having trouble locating items for your Gobby Bag quests, that's 100k. It's in your garden. 100k might be a lot for you early on in the game. However, the ability to just skip Gobby Bag quests over and over using this Goblin Stew, very powerful, very time-saving, and highly recommend. Don't miss out on the Gobby Stew if you need it. Wildskeeper Reef campaign plus. This is where you get 4 inches of HP bailed. I'm going to go ahead and slap this with a Gil Maker. For some people, this is actually going to be decent Gil, depending upon where you are in the game. But essentially, you defeat the Wildskeeper Reeves, and they give 4 HP bailed, as well as their other stuff, which can be traded in for regular bailed. Also, the time and the cost required to enter the Wildskeeper Reeves decreases significantly, so it's easy to just spam them. It's easy to do rotations of all of the Wildskeeper Reeves. Good little... I mean, this one's good. It's like baseline good. When you're at end game, you might not touch this one during the course of campaign. Moving on to the Alter Ego Expo. Alter Ego's maximum HP and MP will be increased by 50%. Alter Egos will have stronger resistance to status ailments. Let's take the Guild Maker thing down. Now, Alter Egos will be stronger during this campaign. I do want to take this moment to point out, they haven't said anything here. They might say it in the update announcement. We'll see when we get there. But remember, we are going to be losing Cornelia, and I believe it'll come with the update. But we're going to be gaining Matsui P, which is strong in its own right. But man, I'm going to miss Cornelia. Comment down below if you want to see Cornelia. I don't know why I clapped. Comment down below if you want to see Cornelia stay forever, because it's too useful, man. Anyway, your Alter Egos will be stronger during the course of this campaign. Good for soloing things like Omen bosses. Double Unity. Earn double the amount of Unity points for doing things. Use those Unity points to do Unity battles to get the items from them. Always welcome. Sometimes it really doesn't affect you throughout the course of a month. Vana'diel. Skirmish stones and other inexpensive items into your inventory. I think I might have said incorrectly one time on one of these videos that the Adolin gives you keys. It does not give you keys. It's the Abjuration one that gives you keys. This is just something you can go and click the Gobby box. Actually, what this does is it annoys me because I normally scroll right to the bottom and I'll hit SP, dial or whatever for 50 points. And this one is the very bottom one, so I sometimes click it on accident. It's a 0-point dial that gives you crappy items. Void Watch campaign, awesome. Another Guild Maker. Especially if you're a returning player from a long time ago, Wings of the Goddess era, those Void Stones can be used to fight Void Watch battles at full lights. What this does is this increases the quality and the quantity of treasure you obtain while doing a Void Watch battle. And so you can use up those stones and walk out with tens of millions of gil. I've seen people walk away with 100 million plus of items to sell during a Void Watch campaign. Of course, you're using up your stones and you only have a limited quantity, but it's still good money. And then you'll restock them for the next time the campaign comes around. Unity Wanted campaign. 2 treasure chests of each type. This is a great time to be doing things like Tumult Curator because you get twice the amount of drops at a time. So it's a very I wouldn't say it's a very difficult fight, but it's a time-consuming thing to get enough people out there. You can get maybe 5 or 10 fights done in an hour or so because people like to use SPs. So this is a great time to be doing that kind of fight, but it's also a great time to just trying to target gear that you might not have had any luck getting dropped from the different Unity fights. I really like when this is alongside the double Unity, which they for some reason didn't do last time. They did like one but not the other. I always want these two things to be paired. And good luck targeting the gear you're looking for during this campaign. Also good for making gil because this translates your Unity points into sparks. So you don't have to bother farming sparks as readily, and then you're getting double Unity from other things. So it's a nice little, especially if you're in like the middle end game or like early end game, like doing this kind of campaign, very good for you and can be a moneymaker. HTBF is in fact a Guild Maker. So I like to point this one out as a way to make money consistently throughout the month while the campaigns are active. You get a party of 6 people together because the rewards are not, you don't even need 6, you can fill in with trust. Because the rewards are individual loot pools, you get like Plutons, Riftborn Boulders, Beitetsus, and it's all personal rewards. And then of course you can lot over the things that actually drop. But it's very good for just spamming, spending your merits, and walking out with a couple 100K minimum of materials from just doing a handful of runs and using up your merits. Moving on. Dark Matter campaign. Again, Dark Matter campaign. Wow, that's 2 in a row. I think they know they've kind of power crept the Dark Matter stuff. So at this point, personally, I'm just trying to use the Dark Matter Arcane Glyptics campaign in order to get Phalanx 4 and Phalanx 5 items on my tank sets for my Paladin and my Rune Fencer. But essentially, there are items you obtain in Rise and Jima, which comes at the end of Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. You can use these to try to get random augments on them. The Dark Matter augments are the rarest. This is going to give you 6 of those augments a day. I recommend watching my video. I'll link it in the card up above. What is Dark Matter in Final Fantasy XI? Make sure to check out that video if you want to know more. Oh, SP keys! Hey! Now this is generous. So the SP dial has a lot of great rewards in it, and it's just your regular Gobby box. It's your 50-point Gobby box that you're used to. And this is going to give you 1 key in your inventory every day. I recommend logging in alts if you have them. I tend to stockpile these keys all month, and then that way I can just open 30 on each character or however many let's say 25 on each character at the end of the month and do like the 150 keys or whatever, and it's like you just feel like it's Christmas. Very good. Typically out of 150 keys, I'll walk away with a pulse weapon, maybe 2, a couple of dynamis shards, maybe something rarer than that, like a pulse cell that's worth a few million. This can be good. Monster rearing campaign, reared creatures will be twice as likely to transform. If you're rearing monsters, this is the more likely time for them to transform. If you don't know what that is, so monster rearing offers you basically some passives if you raise a monster in your Maw Garden. Combat and magic skill increase campaign. Newbie, pay attention. If you're again a new player or a returning player and you want to get your skills up, you're going to get double the skill ups throughout the duration of this campaign. If you have another job that you've leveled and you haven't quite skilled it up, this is another great time to do that as well. This will stack with the various foods you can buy from the vendor Moogle that increases your skill gain increase, as well as the gear that you can get as well from, I believe, Sparks. Yeah, great time to be skilling up. And so far, these are a lot of campaigns. We're almost done, and then we're going to move on to the patch notes. Omen job card campaign. Newbie, once again, pay attention. Your Omen job cards to upgrade your artifact gear. Please, 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 please join shout groups or whatever you have to do to get out there and get the Omen job cards for the jobs you need. Check out guides to which pieces of gear you want to be targeting in your artifact for upgrading. It can be very expensive, but some of the gear is very, very important to different jobs. A little bit of that has changed in terms of total endgame in regards to like Empyrean +3 release, but your artifact is still very important. You'll get more cards during the duration of this campaign. Do not neglect this. Omen Light Double Up doubles the chances of getting free rooms in Omen. Not super important, but sometimes you do get some random items that are useful during this. Statue Crusher campaign. This campaign gives you personal pool. Every statue you defeat in Dynamis Wave 1 and 2 gives a personal pool reward of one of the cards that stack to 99 and form the medals, the Kindred medal and the Beastman's medals. And so if you go in with like, especially an alliance full of people, you'll walk out of there with basically a free million gil or so for like a full Wave 1 and 2 clear. It's okay. Obviously the plus version is better, but this one is still can be valuable. And if you're already doing Dynamis regularly, Wave 1 and 2, you're just going to get some extra loot this month. Now lastly is the big one. So this is an unheard of campaign. They're releasing it new with this month. It is the Aman Trove Original Equipment Drop Rate Increase campaign. So any of the gear that has specifically been released only through Aman Trove will have a higher drop rate during this campaign. Now I had posted, if you're subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, A. B, I posted about this a few weeks ago, warning people to save their vouchers if they hadn't, and your orbs if you hadn't, because these items are some of the more valuable items you may be wanting from the Aman Trove originally from the Aman Troves. Reading too many words here. These are some of the more valuable items you want from the Aman Trove anyway. All right, so let's take a look at the list. Kyrene's earring, Paspist earring, Srada earring, Nikander's necklace, Srada necklace, Epam ring, Menelaud's ring, Srada ring, Orpheus sash, Srada belt, Srada tathlon. Now, out of these items, I can point out the Epam ring, the Srada ring, and the Orpheus sash. I mean, the Epam and the Srada are like 50 mil each on my server. The sash is 150 mil. The belt is I'm not even sure where it's at. I'll link my video up here to the Srada belt video I made recently. So if you don't know what's special about that item, check out this video. So definitely be using your orbs, because also the Aman Trove Gazillionaire campaign will be going on, and that increases the reward from 5 million gil to 10 million gil. Randomly you could get 5 million gil from these, but with this campaign going on, you can get 10. So that's going to do it for the campaigns. We're going to move on to the patch announcement and check out what new stuff they have for us there. It's supposed to be really exciting. I saw some of the teaser stuff, and let's hop into it. All right, good day, adventurers. Matsui here with your monthly 11 chat. Fall is done in the blink of an eye here in Tokyo, with colder days increasingly becoming the norm. So why not stay inside this November, the 11th month of the year? Oh, that's right. They always do something special in November. And celebrate with us as Vana'diel only gets hotter. Ooh. This month, we've got the first part of the Voracious Resurgence Chapter 10. I know you're curious to see what lies in store next for the Destiny Destroyers, and you'll continue your journey over in Bastok. Hope you enjoy it. In Sortie, we'll be introducing the foes that we postponed from the previous version update, which we saw a new section open up. New treasure coffers are now available, and we hope the rewards are commensurate with your efforts. Oh boy. I'm going to speculate a little bit here on this one. I'm expecting HQ coffers with like guaranteed +1 earrings. The community right now feels like there's not enough +1s to ever have a hope of getting a proper +2. and they're not talking about doing trade-ins or anything of that value here. This is interesting. Okay, sortie is heating up. We'll also be increasing the master level cap this month, as well as introducing new hunting grounds in an existing area for all of your exemplar point needs. Yep, we're going to 50. Level 50 is the final master level cap we are going to have. It means we're going to have access to ML, or to subjob level 59, and that is where SES stated master levels will be ending. The community, of course, we know sometimes things change. However, I am going to work firmly on the fact that that is where we are stopping. I'm going to keep them to their word, or I'm going to believe them at their word. So we know that subjob 59 is all we're going to get, and you're going to want to level the appropriate jobs accordingly, as well as all these stats that come with 40 to 50. Now, I don't know many people with ML 40 jobs, period. You know, even more than one necessarily. So like the 50 is kind of something that's even further out of reach for now, but it's supposed to be like that. So, and many of you were clamoring to see the sky as you farm points, and we hope that our monster adjustments in this area will provide a fresh way to grind. Okay, is this like, are they talking about like Rouen? Like what? Interesting. I'm curious to see what they did. I know some people were speculating the shrine of Ruavato, but I'm curious to see what this is. Cool. Ambuscade Volume 1 features Iron Giants, while Volume 2 features Mantis enemies. Oh, the Iron Giants one. Both of these are reruns of previous events. The Iron Giant battle has been adjusted to increase damage while they are in certain modes, and at difficult, the duration of the status ailments inflicted by the Iron Giants has been decreased. I mean, when they raged or whatever, they could be very difficult to fight, and I think it had to do with like the dot effect. The Mantis battle makes its first return since September 2019. Their behavior changes based on their remaining HP, meaning that you will need to approach the fight differently, both offensively and defensively as it progresses. Beware of heavy damage when they change modes, but do note that the more enhancing effects you have, the less damage you may take. Well, yeah, the more enhancing, the more you're supported, the less damage you will take. We are now officially past the halfway point of our 20th anniversary. I hope that you have been enjoying the festivities together with all of us and are staying happy and healthy as you balance your real-life responsibilities with your adventures in Final Fantasy XI. See you in Vana'diel. Yeah, so May obviously will be the end of the 20th anniversary. We'll be in the 21st year of the game's existence. They don't mention the trusts, so let's read on. ROEs, update monthlies, TVR, add new quests. Ambuscade, swap out enemies. Sortie, add new NMs, as well as adding new coffers. Here it is. Trust, remove Cornelia and add Mitsui P. So sad. Titles, new titles, likely as a result of sortie quests. Master levels increase ML cap. Change monster spawn locations in certain areas. Remove the level penalty difference. Yeah, so this is new master leveling exemplar point camp. Prime weapons. Add new items for upgrading to the next stage. What? That wasn't mentioned anywhere. Add new synthesis recipes. That wasn't mentioned anywhere. Items. Add new items. That could be related to sortie, to TVR. It could be related to sortie. Who knows? A new storage slip and add to list of support items. This may be your prime weapons getting their own storage slip. Yes, correct. Prime weapons are tied to TVR, but they didn't mention upgrading them. They just mentioned that there's a new quest. I'm interested. Oh man, I'm so curious. So yeah, time to wrap up. I knew going in that this month was going to be good. Just from the teaser, this month seemed a little bit special, and they often, again, do things in November, being the 11th month of the year, that is a little bit more significant. And I honestly think it's going to deliver more than what we're even seeing here. A lot of this it reads really well, and I think that they're going to over-deliver come this update. So keep an eye out for a stream of that update, probably Twitch, but I do want to point out, if you're watching this video the week of release, on Thursday on this YouTube channel, I will be streaming an interactive live stream introducing channel memberships. I have a fully interactive stream I'm working on. If you're already following my channel, you'll see my posts throughout the week as I tease what's coming up on Thursday. It's going to be something special. I've been putting a lot of hard work into this, and we'll also just be streaming, taking a look at the update. So that's the same day as the update as well. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. Peace out, YouTube.